Hey you guys, it's Moonlander back with another movie review, and today we're going to be looking at a new movie called Happy Hunting. So Happy Hunting is written and co-directed by Louis Gibson, who is Mel Gibson's son. And it's about a hardcore alcoholic who gets contacted by someone in Mexico, and it's not really clear what exactly is going on, but you're kind of led to believe that an old lover or a woman he was involved with has passed away and left a kid behind that must be his. So he's gonna make his way down to Mexico. But before he goes, he decides to try to sell some of the crappy meth that he's attempting to make. And the deal goes bad, and he ends up stealing meth, not any money, just meth, and killing a couple of guys, which gets some other meth dealers on his tail. And he eventually ends up in a hunting festival where he's one of several people being hunted, and the meth dealers that are chasing him also end up in this hunt that's being held by the local townspeople, who they get rid of unsavory people, whether they're addicts or alcoholics, or just people passing through the town, and they put them in this hunt where some of the locals hunt them down and kill them, I guess once a year, every year.
While you're traveling America's highways, you may just want to make an unscheduled stop in a little place called Bedford Flats, a community that cares and a community that hunts.
So the things I liked about this movie is I did like that they tried to make the main character of this movie have an interesting story. I thought it was interesting that, you know, he's found out what you can only assume is he has a kid he didn't know about, and he's gonna be struggling with quitting drinking. I mean, and you can tell it's really bad and it's really hard on him to quit drinking. He gets the shakes. They even include a scene where he's trying to shoot bottles with a handgun, and he has to take a swig of some liquor to make his hands more steady. So I like that part of it, because it's not just like some guy, it's a guy struggling with extra problems, you know, and it makes it a little more interesting. And I also enjoyed the idea of this small border town holding an annual festival where they hunt humans, and nobody in this town sees anything wrong with it. It's just tradition, and they even rationalize it, as in big cities they just let the homeless and addicts die out in the streets. But the things I didn't like about this movie is the hunters that participate in the hunt are boring. There's no depth to them at all. They're just random people. There's no like real introduction to who they are, and no real explanation of, you know, what they're about, other than they want to hunt these people. That's it. And to top that off, when they do hunt these people, the kills are really boring. I think most people just get shot, and most of the people being hunted, I swear, like died in the first couple minutes, and there was nothing really exciting or cool about the hunt. In fact, I would say there's no real tension or suspense throughout this whole movie. And I was watching it with my wife, and she was completely bored with this movie. And one minor thing I didn't like about this movie was some small details, but for me, the small details go a long way when they're in movies. And basically, there was a part where the main character has a pump-action shotgun. He got off one of the hunters, and for some reason he only loads one shell in it at a time. And when he gets in a close combat situation, he's having to load one shell at a time. And that just made no sense. Why in the world would you carry around pockets full of shells and only load one in the gun? And at another part, he picks up a gun off of another hunter. And this hunter, for some reason, only had one bullet in the gun. And he didn't even think to check for ammo or anything. So he's walking around with a bolt-action rifle with one bullet in it. And the gun's never been fired. So my final thoughts on Happy Hunting is it's decent enough, but there is nothing special about this movie or anything that sticks out to me that's really good about it. I think if you're a fan of movies about people hunting other humans, I think you'd be disappointed in this one. It really lacks any sort of excitement there could have out of humans hunting humans. So I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next review.